I'm Ellen Carter, sitting in my tiny apartment, surrounded by unpaid bills and the wreckage of my life. My breakup with Mark, the man I thought I'd marry, left me hollow. Worse, HD moved on with Sophie, who loved flaunting their happiness in my face. On a gray morning, a letter, a Rivetent official seal gleaming. It said it inherited a house from my Aunt Ruth, a woman I barely remembered from childhood. Details were thin, but hope flickered. Desperate for a lifeline, I called Mark, craving some kindness in old house. He snorted. Sophie cackled. What gonna play pioneer in that dump? Their laughter burned, but it lit a fire in me. I didn't need the mod make this work. The next day, I packed a bag and took a bus to a sleepy town. Nerves buzzing. The house waited at the end of a tangled, tree-lined path, an aging craftsman. Its paint-chipped porch, sagging vines choked the walls, but it had a quiet charm, like it held stories. Tom, a local handyman managing the property, met me at the gate, tall, with steady blue eyes. He said, "It's rough, but it's got bones, most would sell." I has a tatsling sound at ease, but something tugged at me. "It'll stay," I decided, taking the keys inside. Dust coated everything, yet the carved banister and arched windows hinted at faded glory. This wasn't just a house, it was a chance. Word spread fast in town. At the grocery store, people whispered, "She's nuts to keep that wreck." Mark and Sophie, visiting relatives nearby, pounced. "Thinks she's a big shot now." Sophie sneered loudly at the diner, Mark adding, "Fits her crumbling and sad." Their words stung, but I turned away, scrubbing floors at home. Instead, each swipe erased their venom, giving me purpose. Why had Ruth lived here alone? Why me? I'd find out, proving them wrong. One humid afternoon, scraping wallpaper in the living room, I found a loose panel, heart racing. I pried it open with a screwdriver. Tom left a small weathered box, tumbled out. Inside were letters, a brittle map, and a tarnished locket. Ruth's handwriting filled the package, hidden here, guarding something from greedy relatives. "The house holds my legacy," she wrote, mentioning a treasure vaguely. The map marked spots around the property, faded but intriguing excitement. "Sir, get this was mine to unravel, a secret Mark and Sophie couldn't touch." I hid the box under my bed, paranoia creeping in. Ruth's warnings about watchers echoed as I locked the doors next morning. Sipping coffee, I read. Mort, a shed fought off family had tried to steal her land decades ago, choosing solitude over surrender. A chill hit me. Mark and Sophie's greed mirrored that. Their taunts where Aunt Randomed sensed something here. I had to be careful. The map pointed to the cellar. So I ventured down creaky stairs, flashlight trembling. A trapdoor lay under a rug. I lifted it, revealing a dark shaft. Whatever Ruth hid, it was close. That night, a knock jolted me. Mark and Sophie stood there, fake smiles wide, just checking in. Mark said, holding a cheap candle. Sophie cooed, "This place is a lot. Need help?" Suspicion flared. They'd never cared before. I let them in, watching like a hawk. Mark poked around, eyeing corners, while Sophie asked, "Planning to sell yet?" "No." I snapped, blocking him from the cellar door. "Private," he smirked, "but they left." I bolted, every lock part pounding. Those vultures wanted more than mockery. Tom stopped by the next day, concern etching his face. "Heard you're sticking around. This place has rumors. People say Ruth stashed riches. Watch out, greed lingers." His honesty steadied me, though I kept the box secret. "Thanks," I said. "He'll manage alone." I studied the map again. A symbol matched the attic. Up rickety stairs, I dug through trunks and cobwebs, finding a locked chest under a blanket. Inside, deeds showed Ruth owned not just the house, but acres of invaluable land now. A silver brooch and a note read, "For my hire. Protect this my chest." Swaletti was her guardian. Fear mingled with resolve. Mark and Sophie's visit wasn't random. Thee'd heard the tales. I moved the chest to a closet, locking the attic at dawn. I returned to the cellar shaft, descending with a crowbar. A hollow wall gave way to a tin box. Inside, old coins and a D amendment worth a fortune. Today, Ruth's legacy wasn't just land. It was wealth hidden from thieves like them. It uncovered her trust in me. Mark and Sophie returned days later, bolder. "Let's buy it off you." Sophie pressed, eyes glinting. You're in over your head, I stood firm. It's Minnetonka. Outmark's jaw tightened, but they left. I knew they'd try again. With Tom's help, ID secure at cameras, locks, maybe a lawyer. This house wasn't a shack, it was my fight, my future. Ruth chose me, and ID rise, leaving their sneers in the dust.